Hey guys, how's it going? I'm DK.
I'm Rizzo.
And I'm Zero, and today in Anime Reaction Watch episode 6 of Youjo Senki.
If you want to check out our reaction to the 6th episode of the Saga of Tanya the Evil, hit that link in the description below.
And be sure to give us feedback in the comment section because we love hearing from you.
And as always, if you like what you see, subscribe to Otaku Saga. And don't forget to like and share our videos.
And thanks for watching. So, on this episode of Youjo Senki,
We head north.
yeah, basically they did too good of a job with
course.
Not Romania.
Well, I
And-
mean, fish in a barrel.
Curb stomp battle.
well, you know, as Tanya keeps saying, it was a live fire exercise.
Yep.
But so they're sent north to fight against the Entente Alliance,
An actual enemy.
which I assumed that it was like actual World War One, and you know, like all the, I guess, allies, how you consider allies. They are the Entente, but it doesn't seem to be the case. It appears to be just like the Scandinavian countries in this. But basically the problem is that, you know, the war is grinding to a stalemate up there because the Entente is being helped out by the Republic, not France, or the Allied Kingdom.
Not Britain.
Yeah, not Britain. And so, because of the extra help that the Entente's getting, they're not. Basically, it's grinding the war to a stalemate there.
It's basically like what happened in Korea and Vietnam. For a
Yeah,
while.
pretty much. So the central, the generals decide to send Tanya's strike force up there.
Because of the thorough job they did.
Oh, who better to break the stalemate?
Well, as we see in this episode, fucking nobody. Because, they go up there and they immediately, upon arriving, like, they don't even land, I don't think.
Yeah, they just show up and claim air superiority.
Yeah, immediately upon arriving, they have to go relieve a mage group that was being thoroughly whooped.
After a solid night of flight.
Yeah, after flying from Romania to what is that?
Maybe
Norden?
Not
Norway.
Norway.
Yeah, I mean, basically from flying all the way across Europe, they go straight into a battle and then just fucking
Just wipe the floor with
wipe
anyone
the
in their
floor with
way.
them. Because Tanya sends the 3 companies that are commanded by her lieutenants to go wipe up all of the mages. And as she tells them, they need to hold them off. However, you know, don't be afraid to just wipe them out. Don't wait on me.
Yeah. And by the way, here's a bet. Last company pays for pays for the party.
Yeah.
Basically.
So, I've already set up. What is it? I've already set up a victory party for us. The last the company that does the worst pays for the party. And oh, by the way, I've ordered you guys 25-year-old booze. So if you don't want to go bankrupt, motivation.
Oh God, I love it.
And it works.
Oh, it works wonders.
But Tanya takes her company up more, I think, to observe originally, and then they see the bombers.
Yeah,
Which,
but their company is basically going to completely flank and come around the upside and take a higher road to attacking the enemy mages and basically come from the rear line.
yeah.
But thank you, Fantasilion, for doing our homework for us. You have found the Belriot?
There you go.
Berlioz?
Berlioz.
Basically,
It's a French bomber from, I believe, 1926.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe that's what he said.
Yeah, 1926. So it's a little bit past where we're at, I guess, in the timeline. However, again, this isn't actually based off reality, so...
And still an interwar bomber.
Yeah.
Predicted.
But yeah, it's definitely close to what we see. Probably what we...
Belro, one... Damn it, stop scrolling. 127.
Yep.
But yeah, so basically there are these heavy bombers that have a pilot, co-pilot, and then it looks like 3 gunners, a nose gunner, and then 2 side gunners. Which is an amazingly large bomber for that time.
Yeah, that's a pretty damn big bomber.
Pretty big.
And so she sees the bombers, and then she sees a mage group underneath acting as the fighter support for the bombers. So she has her company go after the mages, and then she takes care of the bombers. And boy, does she ever. First of all, they think that they're flying above the operational ceiling for the mage units.
Oh my, how wrong you are.
But they failed to realize that Tanya's company uses newer computation gems that allow for higher flight. And yeah, she comes up, surprises them, lands right on their fucking hood.
Hi guys. Bye guys.
Hello, gentlemen.
And goodbye.
And goodbye. Drops a grenade in
Just
the cockpit of the
straight
lead
out of
plane.
Halo.
Right.
And then leaves, and then it probably blows up.
Yep. And then the other bombers decide to abort the mission and drop their bombs wherever the hell they're flying over at that time, probably just wilderness. And then they turn around, and she's like, yeah, this is pretty much just like attacking stationary targets. Alright, let me use a multiple spell. And then shoots down almost all of them. All but 4, I
I
think.
think so. And then she tells her company that she's gonna go gather information from.
Basically look for prisoners.
Yep. While she does that, we get a meeting from Being X.
Yep. She goes down, sees that nobody's alive, goes to turn away,
And realizes,
hey, the snow's not falling anymore. It's kind
turns
of just
around
hanging
without
there.
saying anything and shoots the dead guy, who promptly gets up and is like, "Hey, how do you like facing the world? How do you like facing the world?"
Yeah. Now the world is what was it? Now the world is joined
crusade.
against you. Yeah.
On a crusade to defeat the blasphemer or something.
On a crusade to defeat the blasphemer. And so that should set up something pretty interesting for the second half of the anime.
But the entire world isn't on a crusade to beat the blasphemer. I think he's putting words in people's mouths.
Give it time. I mean, if China is establishing herself as the most dominant, like individual soldier in this war, of course they're going to be gunning for her. Maybe not exactly, forming together and making, formally going on a crusade per se, but.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the way that the Entente forces treated the Red Baron.
Pretty much.
In reality.
Exactly that, actually.
So.
Except the Red Baron also is on his own side, the bad side as well.
Yeah. So.
In this case.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me think that there might be some parallels in that story.
Yeah, maybe. But...
Tanya starts donning an all red uniform and gear and all that, and then I'll flip tables.
Right. But yeah, then after the little meeting with Being X, she Well,
catches on to the observational unit that was out there.
Yeah, so there's a... I'm assuming that they're from the Entente forces, but there's an observational unit that's there with the magical radar equipment.
I thought he was from the Allied Kingdom because he totally looked British. And also...
it's really hard to tell because we haven't seen any uniforms. Actually, we haven't seen any basic uniforms from the Entente yet, and we haven't seen any uniforms from the Allied Union yet, or the Allied Kingdom yet. So I'm not sure which one of those he was from. He was either from the Entente or from the Allied Kingdom.
The Allied Kingdom would be my guess because a lot of the insignia on there kind of look British to me. So, like I said, that's my guess.
Anyway, so yeah, basically they're observing Tanya specifically, and Tanya tracks them back to their little hut that they were using. And I just like it, like they're observing, and it's like, oh hey, we're getting a spike again. Awesome. Let's this will be great observation.
How about communications intercept?
Yeah, and then the commander's like, oh shit.
She sees us.
She traces back. Turn off the equipment. Turn off the equipment.
Too late.
Retreat.
And then from downtown.
Yeah, but basically the guys that were observing her lived. However, their equipment, house, and 10 feet below the house were not so lucky.
Kind of reminded me of the Monty Python skit, How Not to Be Seen.
Yeah.
But they were seen.
Yeah. And then we get a little bit with Tanya back at the Northern Garrison HQ, talking to the generals.
General Awesome Stash and Hipster Hair.
Ludendorff or something like that. Yeah. And basically they're going to have Tanya's battalion up in that area for a while, and they're going to have them attack defensive positions.
Break the stamina.
Even though Tanya points out, our supply lines aren't exactly
That's not
good.
They did too good a job though.
Yeah. So yeah. And then we get a funny bit after the credits where she's walking with that lieutenant that's a little too kind of
nice.
Yeah. And she mentions how it's a good thing that he doesn't smoke.
Oh, well, why is that?
Basically, she says she doesn't want to discourage soldiers from smoking during wartime, but it is important to be mindful of the secondhand smoke. Of course, the concept of secondhand smoke
not even on the brain of the brass.
Didn't even exist in that time period. And so he's like, what's secondhand smoke? And then we see a scene
Opens the door.
We see a scene where she walks into the war room, and every single guy in there is smoking cigars.
Or cigarette in Hipster Hair's case.
Pipe, yeah.
Or pipe.
And
some sort of tobacco.
Some sort of tobacco, and it's just like a wall of smoke coming out of the room. Tanya's like,
say back then, didn't they actually think that cigarettes were healthy for you?
I'm not sure about healthy. I don't know.
Sure.
But
I think that's just a myth.
Or just advertising. That's
I would, if I had to guess, it'd probably be just didn't think that they were bad for you.
Yeah,
like didn't think that they were good or bad.
Yeah.
Hell, I think that the case studies of secondhand smoke showed up shortly after I started smoking.
Pretty sure it was before that.
It might have been.
Pretty sure it was more like in the 80s or 90s, but
maybe. I don't know.
Anyway, smoking's bad, kids.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's expensive as hell.
That.
So yeah, so another awesome episode. Unfortunately, everything that we've seen points to there being a recap episode next week, which fucking sucks.
Don't worry, you'll still get an episode out of us, though.
You're gonna love it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm afraid.
And on that bombshell.
Let us know what you thought of the anime, what you thought of our reaction in the comment section below.
Yep, thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't.
But that's going to do it for this episode of Anime Reaction. I'm DK.
I'm Zero.
And I'm Rizzo. See you next time.
And go ahead and click on my face to go to our most recent Otaku Saga talk.
Click on my face to go to Otaku Saga Gaming, our gaming channel.
And click on the white page to subscribe to Otaku Saga. And if you'd like to help support us, go ahead and check out our Patreon page.